Okay, I'm about to do an unboxing of the latest edition of Cursed Empire's Heroes of Thargos, the card game. Now, if you've watched my channel before, you will have seen I've played this game before with the first edition in this little box. They've expanded the box, made some changes, made it a little bit better, and also come out with a little expansion as well. So, let's see what we've got in the box. So I did like the small little package that Heroes of Thargos came in with how much you got in it, but it was, let's be honest, it was pretty jam-packed full of cards, which was a bit ridiculous, to be honest. So I'm kind of glad they've decided to make it just a little bit bigger. It's still a small box, okay? Here we can see 1 to 3 players, age 14 plus, 45 minutes per player. None will stop us in a quest for glory in the name of the Empire. Chrysos, the Blade of Gondor. Still the same game that we had before. Got a little bit more of a more detailed rulebook. Like this is very useful. 3 more mission card multi-attribute variant. Rapid play rule. Ooh, I'm definitely going to have to look at some of this stuff. But this is what I was talking about, the solo mode, 45. So I wonder how they've done this. I will have to... I got the story mode, which obviously I thought was just one of the best things about this game. The story mode is so good. Just creating your own stories, whatever it might be. Solo mode. Yep, defense. Wary. ETC. I think it sounds the same. Sounds exactly the same. Cool. Okay. A bit of a glossary as well. That's always really useful. So just a bit more detail into there, especially trying to think, oh, and look at this. Nice. So we got our stuff we need for solo in there with the infamy, what stance you've got, and the victory point marker here as well. Okay, so it's inside of the actual box itself. Cool. So, art looks slightly different. Card, I can actually show a comparison as well, so we can see how it's changed. It just looks a little bit more, I'm not going to call it professional, but it looks a little bit more smarter, a little bit more finished and polished. If I can open it, there it is. Maybe we've got a little thing on it. Oh yeah, sorry. I didn't see the little seal breaker thing there. Okay, so this looks like the characters. Imperial Mentor. Cool. I think we've got a lot more characters in this one. Amel, Helgor, Asgard, Mura. There's Chrysos. Remember Vagtag, remember them? Drake. Pure Healer. Nice. Look at all those. Cartag, I remember that guy. And that. It'd be really cool, actually. Let's just... I think it's important to kind of just try and compare as we go through. So let's bring out these. We've got... Yeah, obviously going to be the same art. I mean, why wouldn't you use the same art? It was really nice the first time round. Have we got the assassin? There's Chrysos. There we go. So effectively the difference in the cards are like so. So you've got bigger iconography. It's nice, yeah, it's nice. So instead of C for character, they've now just got the iconography. The lock symbol. It's exactly the same. Yep, it's exactly the same thing. Just been updated to the newer version. Very cool. Nice. So definitely more characters in this one. Some of the previous ones I recognise, definitely. So a decent amount of character cards. Now we've got our action cards, which is this symbol, I'm assuming, which are one-at-a-time effects. Nice. And effectively you've got this number at the top. Everything's just a bit bigger, a bit easier to see, I guess. I do like that. So this is how much extra you get on your attempts at the tests. And a fair amount of those. Then we get the lasting cards, which are kind of like upgrades. Yeah, I recognise some of them. Definitely more cards. I think it's definitely more cards. And these are the mission cards. So we've got symbology. Lasting is these arrows, which is like upgrade. Makes sense. And then if you got animal, that's useful. That's what these did, the other ones didn't have. So it talks about if you've got animal upgrades or certain different types of upgrades. So you've got that symbology there. I like that. That's really good. Then we've got the cool stuff that you can make your stories from in the campaign. And again, I'm pretty sure there's more of these as well. Nice. With what attributes to help the defender with. Defending that mission. So it's definitely a good wad of those. When we consider, if I make that into 2 piles-ish, you can see here from the previous decks, a few more cards. Not substantially loads more, but just a few more. I think it's a few more character cards more than anything. But I like the addition of more of the iconography. It makes a bit more sense. But it looks as though it's the same game, which is great because it was such a great little game in the first instance. Then we've got the Undead expansion. So you get some of these, which are Undead Adventurers. And there are undead rules. So this is one of the expansions. So it comes with more characters, more lasting cards, which are, as you would imagine, linked to the undead. And more action cards as well. But I was speaking to Chris, and he was talking about Undead Expansion 35. He was talking about the fact that if you take out your opponent's character, they come over to your side, which is pretty cool. I like mixing it up. Injuring an opposing character, or just injuring it. Okay, if your character is already injured and they have no lasting cards attached, your undead opponent takes the card as a character has turned undead. They can replace it for one of theirs in play, but all lasting cards attached are discarded. You then have the option to move another adjacent character to the vacant track and back multiple times as required to attempt to fulfill or defend missions. Ooh. But hang on. That's going to be brutal. Because you're going to, if you get taken out, yeah, then your opponent's going to gain a character and it'll turn into an undead version. Nice. So that's a cool little addition. I do like it when expansions try to mix up the rules. I mean, that's what most expansions do, is try to mix the rules up, give you something new to try and play with. Awesome. There we go. So, that's Heroes of Thargos. That's the latest edition. I guess you can argue the second edition board game. Can't wait to start playing this again. Trying out some of the stories, some new stories. Of course, now we've got a place to play. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. And, as always, keep gaming.